Today I will show you how to create a basic podcast using GarageBand. GarageBand is a program on MacBooks, but PC users can use programs like Windows Voice Recorder or Windows Sound Recorder. First thing to do is open GarageBand like I have on the screen. You should find it either in your dock or within your Applications folder. You are going to select Empty Project. The other options have default settings that you would need to change. I'm using the built-in microphone on my computer, so I would keep the microphone setting for the audio and click Create. Now I have my basic track to create my podcast. I would take out the count-in option because I don't need it. I'm not timing it like that. And I'm also going to put on the time so that I can see how long my podcast is recording for. Now I'm going to come on over to Voice and click Tracking Vocal. That's just the one I like how my voice sounds with it. If you want to explore the other voice options, you are more than welcome to, whatever suits the needs of you and your podcast. Now you're all set to start talking. So I'm going to click Record and just record an example podcast so that we can mess around with some of the features. Hello and welcome to my practice podcast using GarageBand. Stay tuned to see what features you can use to create your very own podcast on your MacBook computer. And then you just click Stop. Now if you want to be fancy, I like this. You can add intro songs and exit songs to go before and after your vocal tracks. And it's really simple to do. So all you have to do is come over here to the plus sign to add a track. Everything is going to stay the same as we did in the very beginning. So I'm going to click Create. I'm going to name this so that I can keep track of all of my different tracks. Intro song. All right. GarageBand has loops. So I'm going to click Loops. And you have all of these different options for the sound. I think jingles suits a podcast the best. So I'm going to click Jingles. Now some of these are grayed out because they're not downloaded. So I'm just going to click the ones that are available. So that sounds pretty cool. You just drag it over here. Okay, so now I need to mess around with this a little bit. Now the music is pretty loud, and in order to hear my voice and so that the music isn't overpowering my voice, I need to fade the track in. So I'm going to have it overlap just a smidge. So in order to do that, you have to click the track you want to fade. So I'm doing that with my intro song. And you're going to come over here where it says Show and Hide Automation. And you're going to click so you have that yellow line. And you want to make two dots, like one about right here and one where I'm supposed to start talking. And then you're going to drag that dot down to show the fade. All right. Let's see how that sounds so far. So I'm going to move this back over here and play it. Hello and welcome to my practice podcast using GarageBand. Stay tuned to see what features you can use to create your very own podcast on your MacBook computer. Alright, so now that I have my intro, I would like to have some exit music too. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, plus sign, keep all of the same features, create. I'm going to name this exit song. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to come over to loops, just because I'm going to keep the same song. Bring it back up here. I want to overlap it a little bit. So instead of like we did over here where we had it fade down, we're going to have it build up to get louder. So it's going to fade into louder sound. I'm going to bring it down here. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing, Show and Hide Automation. And click the yellow line. So I want two lines, one like right here and one here. And that should be what we need. So now we're going to play it all the way back and see how we like the sound. Hello and welcome to my practice podcast using GarageBand. Stay tuned to see what features you can use to create your very own podcast on your MacBook computer. Perfect. So that's all you need to do to create your podcast using GarageBand. So now we need to share the podcast in order to download it onto the proper website or program. There's many options. The more common ones are SoundCloud or iTunes. So make sure you make those accounts prior. Actually, you can make it before or after, but make sure you make an account on one of those so that you have somewhere to upload your podcast to so that others can listen to it. But just to play it safe, we're just going to save it onto my desktop. So you're going to come up to share. So you can do it directly onto these programs, or if you just put it export song to disk, you can save it in another spot. So I'm going to click that and name it podcast example. I want it on my desktop. Now make sure that you have MP3 file selected because it is an audio. That way that it's the right format. And you click export. Depending how long your podcast is how long it takes to export. And then when you look over on your desktop, it's right here. So that's all you need to have your podcast created on GarageBand. Thank you for watching this screencast, and I hope that it helped you create your podcast. Thank you.